You're responding to a significant change in your life. So know that the first step is to feel your emotions and name them. It's not enough to feel it and not name what you're feeling, because we're not taught to say, I feel sad. I feel really off today. Something's wrong. I need to talk to someone. Or I'm overjoyed about this thing that happens to me. Or I'm angry. So we want to name those emotions and recognize that accepting those emotions without ridiculing yourself. Give yourself grace when you begin to name those emotions. Give yourself grace, the same grace you give away to others. Give yourself grace, because what you're feeling is both normal and natural. So feel what you feel. If you need to go out and take a walk, go into nature, take some deep breaths, give yourself a body hug. But all of those things are things that you can do. The second thing I would say is one of the things that, if you think about the story I told about my daughter and the cake, there was two things happening there at the same time. We were honoring the old while embracing the new. I am quite sure that my daughter is adding a little something different in her pound cake that my mother didn't add in her pound cake. And I originally thought it was my mother's recipe, but my daughter went out to find the recipe to get as close as she could to my mother's recipe. So there are some changes to her cake versus my mom's. So we're honoring my mother because the cake will be on the table for Thanksgiving, but we're also embracing the change in that the cake will have in the mix. So we're talking about cake here, but we're also talking about how we come to these holidays. Right? So my holidays are very different. We've made changes. We used to go to my mother's for Thanksgiving, my parents, I should say, for Thanksgiving, and then we'd be home for Christmas. Well, both my parents are deceased, so we're here for Thanksgiving and all our kids come home. And then we go to our daughters for Christmas, which is very different. It's the second time we've done that and we love it. So we can embrace the old, we can honor the past while embracing the new. It doesn't have to be either or, it can be both. I'm a huge proponent of both. So no either or, but both. That's important. And then create your own traditions for your own family and your own time. Not everything that my mother did will work for us. We're different people now. We need community, and we need community now more than ever. Right. So when you think about community and what it means to be in community with other folks, the Bible is full of instances where people came together in their home, right? People were available for one another. They exchanged food or whatever the event was. We need community. So we should not be hesitant to reach out to someone else if we need help. And if we are overextending ourselves and we decided it's just too much this holiday, don't do it. Honor that. But we need to be in community. We need to look at things that are helpful for us and not isolate when we feel this way. But at the same time, we need to set boundaries around what's healthy for us. The last thing is to practice self-care. Somebody tell me what self-care is. I often hear some things called self-care that are not really self-care, that indicate that you're taking care of yourself. And in what way are you doing those? What are the things that you do? Take a bath. Blackout curtains in my bedroom. Sounds like some deep sleep going on there. Self-care, meditation, quiet time, music that stimulates the brain. Listen to the birds. Self-care is so crucial. And self-care is such a vital part of healing. Turning off the news and TV, that's good. And actually, as we go through the holidays, or anytime you feel overwhelmed, stepping away from social media, right? And when we step away from social media, that social media is curated experiences. It's not real life. So stepping away from social media is really important. So if your grief feels overwhelming or persistent, then seek a therapist, a life coach such as myself who specialize in grief and trauma-informed care. Don't go it alone.